Welcome to the Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This video is on your SmackDown February 28th results. First of all, we got Ricky Dragon Steamboat. He turned 64. Performance Center Trainer Norman Smiley turned 52. Masato Tanaka turned 44. Lance Hoyt turned 40. March 1st birthdays of Adnan kaisee turned 78. Booker T turned 52. Scotty Riggs turned 46. Davey Richards turned 34. Big E turned 31. Emma turned 28. Dark match main events were advertised locally for SmackDown main event were John Cena versus AJ Styles and Dean Ambrose versus Miz for the Intercontinental Championship. Hall of Famer Jim Ross updated his blog section of jrsbarbecue.com. Following items are among the highlights. To order JR's barbecue products, visit www.shop.com. Ross comments on Drew Galloway, Matt Hardy, and Jeff Hardy, who has left TNA Impact Wrestling. I'm not buying the alleged reason that the Hardys and Drew Galloway decided to not resign with the Impact Wrestling, but because during the sale of the company, that this matter simply either got backburned or it fell through the cracks. No matter the reason, it's inexcusable for any company to allow these high-level negotiations to crash and burn as they did. Fundamentally, to present talents with new contracts essentially only a few days from the TV tapings isn't good for business, in my perspective. Jeff Jarrett addressed the departure of the top 3 talents from TNA Impact Wrestling by Twitter on Tuesday. For the record, it's Impact Wrestling corporate policy not to make any comments on talent contractual matters. As Jarrett wrote, I personally wish nothing but the continued success for at Jeff Hardy Brand, at Matt Hardy Brand, at Gallo Speaks. All 3 of them are fantastic talent, and wherever they land, they will obviously do very well. Wrestling business can be tough at times, but one thing is for sure, the business is always changing. Ready for at Universal ORL and can't wait for Thursday. Hashtag MEGA. Follow him online at twitter.com/RealJeffJarrett. Galloway and the Hardys announced their departures from the company due to contractual issues. I continue to wonder whether Galloway will return down the road if he wants to continue working independently. Now I can't see why Impact Wrestling wouldn't want to use him on future tapings. Meanwhile, things look ugly between the Hardys and the company, but we have learned never to say never. Dark match pre-show, American Alpha, Heath Slater and Rhino defeated Tyler Breeze, Fandango in a decision in an 8-man tag match. SmackDown opened up with Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan watching last week's battle royal finish. AJ Styles walks up and says if you get a better angle, he clearly won. Bryan says that match with Luke Harper is still on for tonight. AJ can't believe it. He starts ripping on Harper's hygiene when Harper is standing behind him. AJ turns around and sees this, but walks away. Harper thanks Shane and Bryan for walking off. We go to SmackDown opening video, live from St. Paul, Minnesota, with Mauro Ronaldo, JBL, Tom Phillips, and David Tonga. We go to the ring. Out comes Miz and Maurice. Miz welcomes us to Miz TV and gets right down to business by introducing his guest. Out comes John Cena. Cena hits the ring, and Miz calls for his music to be cut. He doesn't want Cena speaking unless allowed. Miz says this is a special edition of Miz TV. He has 10 years of frustration to get off his chest, and Cena has cost him countless opportunities. Miz goes on and brings up WrestleMania 33 being right around the corner. Miz says that there was time when he headlined WrestleMania and beat Cena, but what did Cena do 2 weeks later? He found a way to manipulate the most important part of anyone's career, turning it into nothing. Miz accuses Cena of being jealous of him. Miz says he's not the only one seeing through it anymore. People are starting to see how Cena is a hypocrite. Miz mentions how Cena railed The Rock for doing Hollywood stuff, but now he's doing the same thing. A "you sold out" chant started up from the crowd. Miz goes on and says Cena isn't Super Cena anymore. He's barely decent Cena. We get dueling chants for Cena now. Miz goes on and mentions how Cena even stole the spotlight from Ric Flair. Miz allows Cena to speak now. Cena says Miz finally gets the chance to go toe-to-toe with him, but that's the best he has. Cena says if he was really pulling the strings at WWE, he wouldn't be standing in the ring with Miz this close to WrestleMania. He'd be standing in the ring with The Undertaker, as fans pop. Cena goes on to risk Miz, saying he tried to bootleg The Rock's electricity, trying to get in WWE. He stole Chris Jericho's personality when he got into WWE. He stole Ric Flair's figure four, Daniel Bryan's offense and personality. Cena then says Miz has been reduced to stealing what AJ Styles has been saying for months. Cena says Miz has no idea who he is. He's a dude dressed up as a dude, playing another dude. Cena goes on and fans start chanting his name. Cena tells Miz not to bring a knife to a gunfight the next time they talk because Miz isn't The Undertaker, but if he presses Cena again, he will be a dead man. Cena goes to leave, but Marie stops him. Marie says Cena doesn't leave until they say he can leave. Marie says Cena wishes he could be half the man her husband is, but he's not. She says Cena's problem is his ego. She calls him a control egomaniac freak. Marie jokes on the bigger the ego, the smaller the package, and goes on to slap Cena. Cena laughs and says Marie just made the biggest mistake of her life. Nikki Bella's music hits out. She comes to the ring. Maurice and Miz retreat through the crowd. Nikki takes the mic and threatens to break Maurice, calling her a B word. Still to come, Harper versus Styles. And Mickey versus Becky for a 2 out of 3 falls match. Also, WWE Champion Bray Wyatt's invocation. We go to commercial. 2 out of 3 falls match. Becky Lynch versus Mickie James. Back from the break. Out first comes Becky. Mickey was out next. They lock up and trade holds to start. We go to commercial. Back from the break. They're going at it. Becky with lariats and a dropkick. Becky with a forearm in the corner. They tangle and Mickey hits the DDT for the first pinfall. We go to commercial. Mickey is still in control after the commercial. Mickey with two pin attempts in a row. Becky makes a comeback, but Mickey drops her with a flapjack. Mickey goes to the top, but has to roll through. Becky turns it around and gets a pin. So we're up 1-1. SmackDown Women's Champion Alexa Bliss makes her way down to the ring. Distracts the referee. He doesn't see Becky getting a pin on Mickey. Becky comes over, but Mickey tries to get a cheap pin. This leads to Becky getting the win with a disarmer. After the match, we go to replays. Come back, Becky taunting Mickey. We go backstage to Luke Harper as Wyatt sends a message to Bray Wyatt. Wyatt sends a message to him and says he could see what true evil is now. Harper says, now Wyatt will be afraid of him. The Wyatt family graphic flashes and we cut to WWE Champion. Wyatt says the whole world wants to hear what he has to say tonight. Wyatt says his blood brother will be there with him. Randy Orton. We go to commercial. Back from the break, Dasha Fentez backstage with Alexa Bliss to ask about interfering in the match. Bliss ends up dissing Dasha before Natalya walks up. The segment ends with Natalya threatening to take the title. Renee Young is backstage with AJ Styles. He says the match with Harper is bogus because Harper's feet clearly hit first last week. Styles says he will beat Harper and go on to where he belongs. The main event of WrestleMania. Number 1 contenders match, Luke Harper versus AJ Styles. We go to the ring. Out first comes Luke Harper. AJ Styles is out next. Winner will go on to face WWE Champion Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania 33. Back from the break. Phillips hypes the chair match for later tonight. Bell rings and Harper stares AJ down. They lock up and Harper sends AJ to the mat. Harper catches a kick and takes AJ to the top. Harper dares AJ to do something. AJ comes down from the top and they go to lock up, but AJ goes behind. They run the ropes, and Harper nails a drop kick. AJ goes to the floor for a breather. Harper catches AJ back in the ring, but stays one step ahead and pulls AJ back out. Sending him into the barrier, Harper slams AJ into the steel ring steps. Harper slams AJ into the announce table and rolls him back in. AJ rolls back out and kicks Harper as he follows. AJ nails a Pele kick from the floor to Harper on the apron. AJ with kicks to the back in the ring now. They trade shots at the fans' dueling chants. Harper drops AJ with a big forearm. Harper comes over the top with a senton. Harper with a boot for a 2 count. Harper slingshots AJ under the middle rope. AJ goes back to the floor to regroup as Harper poses in the ring. Harper runs the ropes and nails a big dive, sending AJ over the side of JBL. Harper brings AJ back into the ring and goes for a powerbomb, but AJ turns it into a hurricanrana. AJ fights back, but Harper blocks and drops AJ on his neck for a close 2 count. Back to commercial. Back for the break, Harper is in the sit-down powerbomb, hits the sit-down powerbomb for a 2 count. More back and forth action. AJ ends up hitting a phenomenal forearm for the pin, but Harper's foot was clearly on the bottom rope. AJ celebrated as his arm was raised until the music hits and out comes Shane McMahon. Shane restarts the match. Shane ends up getting an inadvertently super kick by Harper while arguing with AJ at ringside. Styles ends up getting the win within a few minutes. Winner and new number 1 contender, AJ Styles. After the match, we get replays. While Shane is still down on the floor, AJ celebrates and makes his exit after having words with Shane. We go backstage to Nikki and Cena with Renee Young. Carmella and James Ellsworth quickly interrupt, laughing at them. Ellsworth tries to stand up for Carmella. He says everything about Nikki is fake. Cena proposes a tag match for next week. Ellsworth is less speechless as Cena and Nikki walk off. Dean Ambrose backstage walking as we go to commercial. Dean Ambrose versus Kurt Hawkins was up next. Back from the break, Kurt Hawkins waits in the ring as the Intercontinental Champion. Dean Ambrose makes his way out for the non-title match. Ambrose hits the ring, drops Hawkins with dirty deeds before the bell can ring. Ambrose takes the mic and cuts promo on Baron Corbin. Ambrose warns Corbin that messing with him is a very bad idea. Ambrose calls Corbin to the ring for a fight. Corbin appears on the big screen. It says he just doesn't come when Ambrose calls his name. Ambrose cracks jokes. Corbin says Ambrose cost him the WWE title at Elimination Chamber. Corbin says Ambrose was just a speed bump on the way to the WWE title, but now he's a deer standing in the way and is going to run him over. They both issue warning to each other before Ambrose's music hits. Still to come segment, Ziggler versus Cruz in a chairs match. Back to commercial. Chairs match, Dolph Ziggler versus Apollo Crews. Back from the break, we see a bunch of chairs around the ringside area. Ziggler went out first, but Apollo attacks from behind. Crews beats Ziggler around and takes him to the ring. Lots of back and forth start. Crews takes over and hits a nice moonsault before we go to commercial. Back from the break, Crews hits a jawbreaker. Ziggler runs into an elbow. Ziggler charges with a steel chair, but Crews kicks him down. Crews with a kick to the jaw and a leaping lariat. Crews with an insecurity. Crews then with a standing moonsault, while a chair is on top of Ziggler, which Ziggler kicks out of too. Ziggler ends up rolling Crews up and using the ropes for leverage, but Crews kicks out. Crews suplexes Ziggler on top of a chair for a 2 count. More back and forth. Crews takes a thumb to the eye and a chair shot to the throat. Crews is checked on by the referee. Ziggler takes advantage and crotches the Crews on the chair. Ziggler would pin for the win. After the match, Ziggler stands tall as we go to replays. We come back to Ziggler talking trash before leaving. Tom and JBL plug the WWE Network still to come. Wyatt's invocation back to commercial. Back from the break, out comes WWE Champion Bray Wyatt. Wyatt takes the mic and mentions AJ Styles. Wyatt says he didn't care who it was, Harper or Styles, because they are both just mortals. Wyatt says AJ is going to end up like all the rest. He promises this. Wyatt says AJ is going to feel the spirit of Beelzebub himself, the spirit of AJ's master. Wyatt goes on and mentions Randy Orton is somewhere dark. Orton appears on the big screen, and Wyatt says, "Hey, Orton is at the Wyatt family compound." Orton says, "This is Bray's world, but it's not his. It never was." Fans cheer. We see the rocking chair moving behind Orton. Orton says he used to say, "If you can beat them, join them." But he has a new expression. When you can't beat them, join them. And when it's time, screw them. Orton reveals that Sister Abigail is under the floor of the compound. Orton says Abigail was put to rest directly under his feet. Orton has a pickaxe. Wyatt stares up at the big screen. Orton asks how long it's been. How long have maggots and worms been eating her bones? Orton says all that is left is her wretched spirit. Orton sees Wyatt as helpless, naked and stripped of his powers for the first time. Orton says Wyatt's black heart is beating through his chest because he fears Orton might destroy what makes him tick. Orton says he's going to burn the spirit of Sister Abigail to death and watch Wyatt burn with it. Orton says he promised allegiance to Wyatt as long as he was a master, but in a moment, Orton will be the master and Wyatt will be the servant. Orton tosses the axe and picks up a can of gasoline. Orton starts dousing the walls. Orton says he's coming for Wyatt and a WWE title at WrestleMania. Orton pours gas down the floor where Abigail was buried. Orton says we're about to hear Abigail scream. He asks Bray if he remembers the last time she screamed, when she took her last breath. Orton tosses more gas around. Wyatt tells Orton from his knees in the ring. Wyatt begs Orton not to. Orton leaves the building and makes a trail of gas. Orton strikes a match while Orton begs him not to do it. Orton torches the building and smiles as it goes up in flames. Orton does his signature pose. Wyatt goes nuts in the ring. And at ringside, Orton stares at the camera as fans chant his name. SmackDown goes off the air with Wyatt losing his mind. Well, now for 205 Live. Hey, you guys come over here. The final day of February. And I'm here for you to recap the hottest hour of cruiserweight action anywhere on the WWE Network. We're 5 days away from the Raw exclusive event, Fastlane, where, among other things, Neville will defend his cruiserweight title against red-headed stepson of the CW division, Jack Gallagher. As always, scroll to, did an experiment this week. Didn't watch either Raw or SmackDown. This reporter did for 205 Live. This was in an effort to see whether or not it have an impact on my post. After a video package recapping the feud of Neville and Gentleman Jack, up until this point were treated to the newly controversial face of Tom Phillips. The number one contender backstage on the Fastlane pre-show, Tozawa and Rich Swann versus the Brian Kendrick and Noam Dar. Match number 1, Noam Dar with Alicia Fox versus Lince Dorado. The two square off in the middle of the ring, measuring their opponents. A man in head-to-toe beige khaki walks down the ramp with a bouquet of flowers and delivers them to Alicia Fox. Dorado rolls up a Distracted Dar for a close 2 count. Distracted Dar was actually the name of my band in high school, as the reporter said. Dorado hops around the ring like a spider monkey, doing his usual stick. Meanwhile, on the outside, Alicia is literally eating one of the flowers, tossing some out to the crowd. Everyone in the front row, literally every single person, has her eyes on Fox and not the match. Dar locks in a rest hold in time for it to really seep into the crowd that they don't have to pay attention to this match. A "We Want Flowers" chant breaks out from the crowd, and the match has now been officially hijacked. Austin Aries surmises that Lince Dorado had bad allergies, and maybe this is all part of Dar's plan. An overhead belly-to-belly leads to a Dar pickup. Noah puts Lince into the ropes, but Dorado controls his momentum, bounces off the ropes chest first. Springboard stunner. 1, 2. No! Dar kicks out. Dorado goes to the top rope, measuring Dar. He hops off, misses the charging Dar, rolls through, and Noam sends one of those vicious charging soccer kicks to the shin of Lince. Dar's measuring a groggy Lince, signaling for the end. He charges a standing enziguri. 1, 2, 3 count. Wow, shocking result. Honestly, Dar picks up his second victory in many weeks. Fox rolls in the ring, and the two hug and celebrate no one's win. Dar grabs the mic, says, "My gift of these beautiful sweet flowers can't compare to the beauty of Alicia Fox." Very curious what that means for Dar. Lance, I thought, was someone they wanted to slow build as a secondary luchador option after Metalik. Instead, it seems he's going to be low card fodder to even the likes of Noam Dar. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. A few packages are shown for NXT and Raw. When 205 Live returns, Austin Aries is in the ring welcoming out Akira Tozawa for another exclusive interview. Aries says Tozawa he's had a rocky start in NXT. A package recap is played showing the backstage interactions of Kendrick and the new Japanese star. Also says he knows Kendrick is a shady character, even by his own standards, but asks for Tozawa's reasoning for turning down such a generous offer. Tozawa says he respects Kendrick, but he wants to make it on his own. Crowd actually is somewhat popped for this line. Austin then says he respects the fact that Akira wants to do it on his own, but that Kendrick seems to disagree and has felt disrespected by being turned down. Because of this, Austin mentions the veteran has been teaching Akira a series of lessons. It's shown last night on Raw, after a victory over Noam Dar, Tozawa was ambushed by Kendrick. Aries asked Tozawa what he plans to do about his revenge, and Akira yells, "I want to fight right now." Kendrick's music hit. Brian says he'd never fight Tozawa on Akira's terms, that Kendrick only ever fights on his own terms. Kendrick teases the crowd, asking over and over, "What makes you think?" The crowd gets hot, frustrated. Great mic work by the vet. He's annoying, conniving, and elitist. Whoa, Kendrick makes fun of Tozawa's accent, saying that if he wants to fight him, Tozawa needs to learn English first. Okay, match number 1, Cedric Alexander, TJ Perkins, and Mustafa Ali versus Tony Nese, Drew Gulak, and Ari Davey. Davey got a pretty big face reaction from his hometown crowd. 6-man is the type of match been proclaiming for the 205 Live. Bookers need to be putting on. Let's hope it's good. I'm going to look mighty stupid. The face team isolate Tony Nese in their corner to start. TJP blocks the kick from Nese and turns it into a cross armbar. Davey in to break the hold, and the crowd pops loud just to see him enter the ring. TJP sees him coming, though, and evades his knee drop. TJP is up, and he dumps Area out of the ring, and the crowd boos at seeing their local boys sit crap on that. Mustafa Ali with a springboard crossbody to the outside. TJP measures for a plancha, but gets his ankle grabbed, and he bounces off the ropes. On the outside, Perkins gets his lower back smashed into the commentary table. Nese rolls TJP in the ring, gets a 2 count. Davey is tagged in, and the crowd responds with joy. Commentators are sure that the Minnesotans, that the feeling is mutual. The Area hates it here. His face tells a different story. The dude can't contain his excitement. Gulak locks in an incredibly painful-looking, modified, gory special. Mustafa Ali in the ring, as he proves to be too fast for Gulak. Ali goes to the top rope, but is temporarily halted by an attacking Davey, who was dispatched with quickly, but provided enough of a moment of pause for Gulak to attack. Gulak grabs Ali into the torture rack position, tosses him off the shoulders, almost like an F5 with no spin. Unorthodox, but impactful. I want to confess that I spelled torture, Tochur, in the report, on my first attempt. Not my best moment. Triangle drop kick from TJP to Davey on the outside. Nese on the apron, cartwheel. He drops to the outside, huge super kick. Nese helps Davey up, but tope con hilo by Alexander. Back inside the ring, Gulak thinks about going to the top rope. He doesn't, however, deciding instead to charge a cornered Ali. Mustafa evades, though, plants Drew with a huge DDT that I love oh so much. Ali brings the near-dead Gulak to the corner and goes to the top rope. Inverted 450. 1, 2. No, he kicks out. Davey puts Gulak foot on the rope. Ali yells at the ref. The ref yells at Davey. And while all this is happening, Tony Nese grabs the waist of Mustafa and sends him flying into the turnbuckle with a German suplex. Nese diving for the tag in the corner. Gulak slowly goes to the corner. Nobody in the face corner, and Mustafa Ali is in position for the nasty Nese. Gulak gets the tag. Nese is in the ring, but out of nowhere, TJP appears in his corner. Ali dives for the tag. TJP in, evades an attack by Nese and detonation kick. Davey breaks up the clothespin. That surely would have been it. Otherwise, TJP top rope, but Gulak kicks his legs out from underneath him. TJP is seated position, leaning against the corner turnbuckle. Nese sees him, and nasty Nese running knees. Whatever you call it, it connects. Lights out. 1, 2, 3. Ari Davey, Tony Nese, and Drew Gulak defeated TJP, Cedric Alexander, Mustafa Ali. So I was right. More matches like this, please. The crowd was amped by the end, even though the heels were victorious. This kind of non-stop, no breaks action is vital to the wellness of the Cruiserweight division and 205 Live. Honestly, I feel like I need a cigarette after that match. As a matter of fact, Smoke break from the reporter. Okay, we're back in Austin Aries. Video package is finishing up. Almost don't want him back in the ring. He's been so good in the booth. Neville is out to address the audience. The crowd has seen over 3 hours of wrestling at this point, and their main event here at 205 Live is a promo. Maybe they'll get it. They'll be into it. Neville says that the cruiserweight division and 205 Live was created to showcase the best of the cruisers, but upon its creation, everyone seemed to forget about the best cruiser of them all, Neville. Lillian Garcia voice. The champion says that at Fastlane he won't be just beating Jack Gallagher, he'll be publicly executing the gentleman. Just then, the challenger's music hits, and out he comes, the redhead, umbrella and all. Jack says, this is less a history lesson and more a meltdown. Suggests maybe he should get the champ some tea and biscuits. The crowd then chants tea and biscuits. Good job, Jack. Neville says that this is his ring. Jack corrects him. Says this ring will never belong to Neville. This ring belongs to all of them, and points to the audience. Jack starts disrobing, saying maybe it's his time. It's time Neville leaves. Jack charges the champion unexpectedly. It only takes a moment for Neville to get the upper hand. Neville stomps the challenger, rams his head into the mat. Neville bounces off the ropes and drop kicked by Jack. Neville drops, gets back up, and then another. Gallagher winds up and headbutt. Neville recedes to the corner turnbuckle and running drop kick. Neville rolls out of the ring and leans against the side railing. Jack rolls out too, and a running drop kick and sends Neville into the WWE Universe. Every time Jack and Neville were in the ring together, Jack came on top. Wow. Does it mean anything if Neville dominates on Sunday? I was wondering what a Jack Gallagher victory would look like. I think it's just that. WWE Universe fueling a barrage of kicks and headbutts. If they want to tell that story, they can, while making sure both men come out looking strong. But I have to say, Neville losing here would put an end to his dominant reign before it becomes truly dominant. And that's it for 205 Live. As it goes off the air, Neville looking surly and pissed off in the crowd after being bested once again. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being minutes before Royal Rumble, excited. 1 being minutes before Jack Gallagher versus a jobber, excited. How amped are you for Gallagher versus Neville? Are there any matches on the Fastlane card you're more excited for? More than Neville versus Gallagher? Answer below. Answer in your comments. Nice, mean, thankful, hateful. Fuel me. Thanks for viewing. See you want to be. If you don't know, just call me, brothers and sisters.